Step one.
Step one. So ours is the superintendent's upset that his schedule is not being met or progress on the project, if you will. So our number two was the superintendent wants more labor on the job to meet his schedule, and
That's what he wants?
that's what he wants. And we think we're gonna stay exactly where we're at, we feel we're meeting the contractual obligations. So, three, establishing a relationship, we're gonna go out to the site, meet with the foreman, make sure you get his side of the story or whatever, and then walk over and talk to the superintendent, say, you know, hey, I hear you're upset, let's talk about it. Step four, kind of the action plan is, you know, once we meet with the superintendent, we're gonna, you know, we want to review the schedule. Let me see your schedule and let's figure out what you're upset. Where are we behind? Can you show us why you think we need 5 guys? You know, where'd you get that number? What do you think we're behind at? So, then once we agree or disagree, I guess we'd probably say, well, I think we're meeting on the schedule and your schedule doesn't reflect what we've talked with. And he doesn't like that. We can bring it. Let's go talk to your boss. Let's go talk to him here. Like you said, I'll drive. Let's go over. And if that doesn't work, basically gain commitment, whatever that compromise or collaboration may be. Maybe we add a guy, maybe we don't. Maybe we move somebody on something that's less of a priority to allow somebody else to complete their work, maybe out of our sequence, but help the overall project. And then 6, we just document whether that's a note or an email or a follow-up letter of, hey, here's what we understood from the meeting that we had, and you know, you guys make sure. Yeah. So that was our 6 steps.
Good job. Who else wants to go? Want to go?
So the first step to find the problem. The problem is that the project is behind schedule. Second part, both party wants. The GC wants more manpower and has identified that clearly, and both parties want to maintain the project on the current schedule. It's in everybody's best interest. Step 3, establishing relationships. Again, emphasize that both parties have the same goal, to get the project on schedule. Identify that everybody's going to be treated with respect, no yelling or all adults, positive reinforcement, and that clearly identify without overstepping that the general contractor doesn't dictate the amount of manpower that the rest of the contractor needs on the project. For an action plan, the PM and foreman need to meet first, walk the job, and identify if they're truly behind schedule or not. If they are behind schedule, they need to identify all potential causes for the delay, which got them behind schedule. The PM and foreman need to bring action plans to the superintendent to, if they do need a man up, or what the problems are, and also look, has the schedule shifted, has the schedule been increased, identify if the schedule has changed at all. And step 5, gain commitment. If manpower needs to be increased, the PM decides how many and when to increase manpower. And the superintendent needs to own any other potential delays and help as much as they can to remove obstacles. And providing feedback just weekly, assessing if the action plan worked, and identify if you can modify the plan to get the project.
And I would say also say that you see any other issues, let us know right away. Sounds like a lifetime here. Good job, okay? How about you guys?
Pretty much the same.
The same? You know,
It's pretty much the same, yeah.
same?
Yep.
Okay. Sit down.
That was
Put your hand up.
Yeah, one of the things can be that is interesting about communicating early on. You know, it's funny how the job was rolling on smoothly and going fairly smoothly. And all of a sudden one day it went from, okay, now I need 5 guys. It's a little proactive stuff. Maybe you can get involved in the job a little more often earlier on. Maybe you could head off the whole thing.
All right, keep checking.
Right.
Yeah, good point.
I think the other thing we got stuck on is established relationship. Is that established?
Well, I want to work with you, and, you know, I value your assistance here. Can we just, and I always said, can we cooperate? If you don't want to cooperate, then you're kicking it on me.
Right. We didn't know if it was established relationship. people between the two problems.
Two problems. Because you don't have to want to work with me, because I got to figure it out myself. I'm not going to take my football and go home. I'm going to rise above it. I call it rise above it. Find out if you have a cooperative person you're working with, not rise above it. Do something.
I want to implement a chokehold, but. Keep it listening.
A lot of people don't know how to deal with conflict. They just escalate it. You know, that's by losing your temper and getting angry and getting personal. You don't want to not deal with it. That's right. Deal with it right away. You value everybody. If you hate somebody, you want to work with them. Everybody's there. Let's work it out. Okay, one thing I wanted to cover, Johnny, I wanted to go over this decision-making framework, which is on page 26, which was the other thing I am going to try. Well, the decision-making framework.
You say decision-making framework?
Yes. It's at the top of page 26, correct? Got it? So I'm reading the first one. Pre-discussion.
All points of view openly discussed. Make sure goal is clear and don't evaluate input on the spot.
So you want everybody who's got something to say, bring it in. It's open discussion. I'm not going to evaluate what you say at this point. The goal has to be clear. And like I said, don't evaluate it when somebody's giving it. You say, oh, that's the dumbest thing I ever heard. I'm done. I'm not going to say anymore. You just shut me down, and I resent that. So any other things I have to say, I'm not going to participate now. I'm a grudge holder. So be careful of that. Next one. 2.
Reaching a clear decision. Greater the disagreement equals clearer the issue. Opposing views are welcome.
Isn't that an interesting statement? The greater the disagreement, the clearer the issue becomes. So disagreement is okay. Let's get to the bottom of this. Okay?
Let's back up position with an action.
Yeah, but on an action plan, we don't resolve anything. Thank you. Kurt?
Full support, sense of unity, even if you disagree, no second guessing, support final decision.
You know, once we come to a decision, don't go walk out of the room and say, well, I had nothing to do with that. That wasn't my idea. Don't do that. Say what you want in the room. Be open. But once the group makes a decision, support it. Yeah, don't be walking out of the room being a naysayer. It makes everybody look bad. So if you don't want to talk in the room, shut up when the room is when you walk out of the room. Okay, what? Always comfortable.
Involve those closest to the situation. Mixed doers with painters. Involve doers.
It's always good when it's a job site situation, get the foreman involved. Make sure he has a chance to give his input. Don't exclude him. And if you got a group leader or something out there, a crew leader, maybe you want to tap into him too, you know, so they don't feel, well, how come they always, the superintendent's always talking to the PM, but they never bring me into this thing. And I'm the one that has to live with this problem, and I have nothing to say about it. So be careful of the dictatorial role. People generally don't care for that. The last one, reach consensus. Openly express commitment to the decision. Remember, things take time, patience, and facilitation. Don't be always in a hurry to solve things. Take some time to keep people involved, talk about it for a while, get collective input, and decide. Problem solving is not a hurry up process. You should never. If you hurry up, then you just then you got to go back to the drawing board. You're not even saying anything. Okay, put me in, coach. So, coaching again is a leadership skill. It's helping people improve. It's a one-on-one meeting with people on two-way communication. We're going to talk with me. I'm going to talk with you. We got an issue. We're going to get out on the table. It's directed toward improving performance, not a situation to criticize. how can we get this person to do better? We're always moving forward in a positive direction. And you're assisting the employee in becoming more effective on the job. He's got to walk out with some resolution, not walking out feeling bad because he was beat up in that session. He's probably not going to cooperate. It's a process for building positive relationships, clarifying goals and expectations, and helping people apply what they've learned. When you walk out of that meeting, you want action to occur. Not something happen. The key components of coaching is true performance and effectively true collaboration. I don't come in and give you answers. Talk about it. Give you my ideas, you give me your ideas. If you and I don't have a good idea, we'll bring somebody else in the room that we think can participate in it and help us along. You might be stuck. Well, let's get somebody else in here then. Based on trust and cooperation. We're going to work through this thing even though it's an issue. We'll get through it. All problems can be solved. Identify the specific skills and needs that are going to be required to solve the problem. Fosters ownership on the job and taking ownership for the problem, and we're going to get it resolved. We're not going to walk away from it. It's a tool for developing people. Not training, development. Coaches develop, coaches don't train. Supportive approach for helping people reach their potential. Potential is, can I get better at what I do? Is where I am today, can I be better tomorrow? Always trying to improve. Some practical coaching theory, premises and assumptions. Want to do that? The picture. No.
All behavior is a function of its consequences. Behavior followed by positive consequence will tend to repeat itself. Behavior followed by negative consequence or painful event will increase.
So you always want to start with something positive. And there might be a time when you might think your job is on the line. That could be a painful experience because you can lose your job. But I don't want to go there if I don't have to. I really want to keep you here. That's what you got to be on the mindset. I want to keep you here. I really don't want to terminate anybody. But it's on you now. And I'm going to do what I can to save you. If you don't follow through and take my advice, no, it's on you. But you deserve to lose your job. You know what I'm saying? Put the responsibility where it belongs. Do your job. Help the person improve. Direct your attention to increasing the behavior you want. Don't talk about what you don't want. Talk about what you do want. Don't say, I don't want you coming in late anymore. What should you say? Thank you. I want you to be here on time. Don't use negative language. Use positive language. Okay? And here's what I need you to do. When you're tracking labor, please follow the 10 codes I gave you and code the labor according to the 10 codes. I didn't say don't do anything. Follow me? I'm accentuating the positive here. That's how people respond. They respond not good to negative, and they respond to all the positive. And it opens up the listening process. The way you behave has a great effect over the people that work for you. If you're always angry and fault finding, how will your people become? Same. Everybody's a lengthening shadow of their boss. Remember that. Everybody's a lengthening shadow of their boss. If their boss is always angry, the people get angry. Okay? So that's what people, who are they following? Positive leader or a negative leader? Your job is not to change people, but to manage and change their behavior in the environment they work in. Behavior is changeable. You cannot change anybody's attitude, and you can't change anybody's personality. So don't even go there. Behavior is changeable, but I got to get you to want to change your behavior. Okay? Yelling and screaming is a behavior problem. You need to stop doing that. It irritates people. You can express your anger without getting angry. That's okay. And if we start yelling and screaming and swearing at people, that's not acceptable. It's inappropriate behavior. And use that language, inappropriate behavior. That's exactly, and that makes an impact when you say that. You know, change your attitude. Well, you know, are you gonna, you know, what if I don't want to? So always focus on the behavior. Behavior is changeable. Interpret what people do in terms of all the alternatives they see available to them not by the alternative you see available to them. Before I give you what I think you should do, I'm gonna ask you what you think you should do. Get your ideas out first, then I may add something. I may not have to add anything if you had the right answers. I said, we'll go with that. That sounds good to me. I'll support you. So the only time you have to throw in your ideas is when those ideas weren't a full answer to solving the problem. Now you have to give your ideas. A lot of times people know what the answer is, but they never give the opportunity to give it out. We don't give that opportunity. We start telling rather than listening. Sometimes people got the answer, or at least part of it, and then we can collaborate and come up with the other piece. So watch about these alternatives. There's two sides to the story here. Just give people better alternatives to 6 alternatives. Which of those should we follow? If we can't come up with the answer, we'll bring other people in that I respect who are good at what they do. Let's get Charlie in here. He's pretty good at this stuff. We don't have an answer. So there's your model. Big steps. This guy's crazy on the process. Everything is steps. You're right. We don't jump over them. Next case study. Get together. Coaching. Follow the steps. Got a worksheet there too, right? So the worksheet, we'll do the worksheet.
Weird.
There's the case study.
First one, they double sided.
It's very complicated. Page 48.
Nice.
Well done. Detail issues. That's the problem then.
Coaching replaces criticism. Avoid criticism. When I criticize something, there's no action on my part to help you improve. It's just I'm telling you what's wrong with it, and I leave. Okay, group leader, fill in the coaching steps.
Great job.
Good job on
Yeah, what we are similar to discussing where we're going to delivery. And see where there's.
They make a mention of material handling requirements in the minute job site materials, it's on page 48 over that.
But also, he's also agitated.
It's not one of those times.
Yeah, he's got that.
And when you're ready.
Well, Bill would expect me to. I'm not writing anymore.
We're back.
Well.
Yeah, so we support, so, yeah, so what we want to do is the first thing we say.
I didn't get to the real issue yet.
Yeah, that's right. It's great airport contacts and safety classes.
If there's nothing positive to say, why are we there?
Okay.
Good job.
Way to get the
Say something.
It's got a choppy way. Support of state gotta be job related, support of state.
Okay.
Right support safety. We got that.
I just like the conversation you and very specific. Be specific. However, no.
Okay, when you got the, then you said what?
Yeah, it's a little hard. What do you think we should try? What do you think doesn't work? Okay. All right. You guys are look ahead further. That doesn't work.
Are we staying with that? Right, okay.
Yeah, because discuss issues and expectations. So, we can do about this material. Yeah, we need to try to get the
So syntax.
Are you aware of our policy?
Tell her, because, yeah, you smell better, shoes, that didn't work. So, yeah.
How did you get up?
So, they discuss
I mean, I would say.
The guy called pissed off because we just wait all night to go.
Excuses and resistance. I like doing that. Okay. So all you guys are standing around. Was there bad thoughts? He went, because he felt it should manager coming out. Your guys standing around. That's what I thought. These guys really. I'll find somebody on get that serious.
Well, that right here, okay, so let's make sure, like what you said, make sure we have enough manpower.
Moving forward.
Material.
Contact supplier.
Help with all this material.
Establish a
Sometimes stuff.
establish a written plan of how to distribute materials throughout the job site. Two
Don't
suppliers.
bring it so far, like.
I didn't feel shorthanded.
Yeah.
I'm shorthanded. I'm not. But I don't want to hear the clear. Diagram. That'd be some flyers to. Supplier in the form of take care of. Somebody else, I know some guys gonna do it. Okay. Well, just to make sure that the guy that delivers. Very problem with outside.
Yeah, but it's like, yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
It is what it is, sometimes it just happens.
That you're gonna deliver.
Okay, so
Make sure somebody else goes first.
Yeah,
I swear they got me. Doing no point. Yeah, you left.
So I guess maybe when you go with.
That's a real. We get
What are we doing wrong with this?
What's that? Taking another, first.
I'm gonna go all the way. You guys put it Okay, sorry. One that go along the first couple of ones.
Yeah, we got three off. Upstairs.
I would say so far, but I'm gonna go with that.
You guys got the job with,
Okay, so far,
there's a new one. I mean, yeah, that's why they're. So they're stadium or something like that. Around the edges, not like.
Yeah, I was gonna check that's why I was
It's some of the stuff that there's gonna be.
Partnership, that's why.
Because we see it getting to the point where a lot of the places are growing to, they're having private investors come here and do all the development. They're squeezing the properties above. They're about to, yeah, because they're pretty much out of lane and just barely. They can't bring their infrastructure across to it either. You don't make the change. It's like a little all that. Right. Like over there where there's west side of the campus where the doors are. There's all those, it's like, it's apartments. Apartments. Football function, I'd say that's 20,000. Kind of 15. Yeah, they're for like families. They're gonna mow all over. I think all these things like there's like a mixed use. But they're gonna let some private developers come in and give it a shot. That's like it's like that's cool. Reduce capital.
Listen, I understand.
But in like the buildings of town, like the Dells, Research Foundation, research powers, but it's all independent. I think maybe they brought fiber over, and they can't bring in sewage or anything like that. Before that, yeah, I think so. I've been involved in capital costs.
Because I had to leave early.
That's what I'm doing. I just football coach because I just they just had a be interested work out. They can finish that. Overall, the big top 20, I can be like the top 25. We're 6 overall. And I work out with the first rank, which is a big thing. But he said he understands football and all on a daily basis. And he said that they're the best in the locker room and covering the football workout facility. Like I said, they're on the search right now. They have to drop some point or football there. Football. Yeah, workout facility. $65 million. It's gonna be like the facility for the United States. Basketball team should be good this year. Except he only got caught 6 times before he kicked off the team. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, shit, I use verticals in front of there.
Whole process.
Yeah. Yeah, so that wasn't terrible when we were with that buffer, but the closeout was terrible. They just some of the documentation for some subcontractor and stuff like that, what that did wasn't that great, so. Yeah. So they good, but could be better. They just big turn.
They're not that way on every job.
Really?
We're doing a couple other jobs.
Who are you working with? Which guy? Like what you said?
Stupid. He was at the start.
Yeah, I see. I know Tim Kripper, he's the guy, kind of guy for Purdue. He's he seemed like he'd be alright to work with, but the guy they worked with at the other place, things like Dallas, he's alright, but
That's what push on my five.
you betcha.
I'm gonna be the last guy. Yeah, when you guys bring me 4 walls, 4 corners. I'm not gonna bring that work. Just tell me, this is how it's going.
I know, but this is probably like not even having to leave yet. Actually, I just saw something there. The last person to win the game for the Browns was Johnny Williams. They said go out there and have one. He was like something about going to the quarterfinal because he had their last one.
25 days ahead. All right, so you're on.
Okay, the first one is be supported. Okay, be supportive when you go on the job, just looking for something, positive to say something to them first, like, great job, safety, you're doing a good job on the safety, and everything like that before you start in on something negative maybe. Discuss issues and expectations. What can we do about the material issue? Expectations, just let them know that we need the material staged on the correct floor and, you know, that it works better this way. Establish impact, just let them know the next delivery, let's put on the correct floor, because in this way, we're not gonna double handle the material. Keep
Yeah,
the,
the impact is the double handling,
yes,
which we want to avoid.
okay. Initiate a plan, just make sure that we have enough manpower to get the material and kind of plan ahead and communicate with us to make sure that we've got the help out there to put the material on the floors.
And also let the supplier know ahead of time where you want that driver to put that material when he gets to the job site. A lot of times the supplier doesn't do his job on his end. When we talk to a supplier, does he pass it on to the driver? You know, I want this stuff on the second floor in room 222. We tell the supplier that. Does he tell his driver that? A lot of times he didn't say anything to the driver, so he just drops it downstairs and pulls away. Now we have an issue.
Get a commitment, just make sure the foreman understands how it needs to be handled the next time. Confront excuses / resistance, just tell them to do the best with what we have at that time when it delivered and he was bent out of shape. Just tell him, you know, do the best with what we have, but have the foreman communicate with delivery and manpower. Clarify consequences and don't punish, just to make sure the foreman understands the costs and problems that this causes when we have the material delivered wrong. Don't give up. Let's stay in touch so we won't have this issue again.
Yeah, I would say have a follow-up meeting with the supplier to let them know that we don't want these things repeated on future deliveries. If you don't close that loop, you're probably going to do the same thing again. No communications. I guess everything's okay. People look at it. So, if you did a great job, tell them that too. We think you're doing really good work, but we appreciate that. We'll continue working with you. We don't give enough of that positive feedback to people. We always tell them what's wrong. Good to go back to people and say, I really appreciate what you're doing. And keep doing that, you'll continue to have business with us. Good thing to do. What'd you guys come up with?
Yeah, with the number one, with the supportive statement, we went ahead and decided to talk about the fixtures, or everything was delivered on time, and acknowledge that you are shorthanded. Try to be supportive to the cause. Then moving on, number two, discuss issues. It's all about really all about getting everything up on that third floor. That's really the main problem that we're seeing on the job. So that's really the main problem. Established impact, it's the efficiency. That's the impact, is that we establish
Yeah, so there's an impact that costs money, point that out.
Yeah, that is
Extra
fair.
work costs us another $1,000.
Absolutely. Moving forward, we went ahead and we were going to contact the supplier as well, even going as far as maybe doing a written agreement when he shows up. He reads the well, he has already established we're reading the document. You're signing the document every time you're on the same page. This is what we expect every time you show up. Okay? You can't just show up, dump them, and run. We have an agreement. Here it is. I got your name on it. We're gonna do this together.
And so that's a control.
Right.
And a dedicated material handler on the job.
Good.
You know, our furnace,
Yeah.
somebody,
Yeah.
users, material handler.
And then get the commitment that we can work the plan. That we're going to get commitment that we're going to do our part. You have to do your part. We're going to do it together. Then confront excuses. With kind of go back to this powerful reinforcement. Looks like 1 and 2 is in good shape. You're doing well on 1 and 2. We get up to 3 and we got issues. So you know, whatever excuses, whatnot. You're doing well. Let's try to get that up to the 3rd floor, and then clarify consequences. we're gonna reassess the protocol, the functionality of what we came up with, what we've all, what we committed to. And, if we don't see a change, we will make a change. Oh yeah, write that down. Let's go right there. If we don't see a change, we will make a change. Then you drop the mic and you walk out. And then A is just listen, ask for input, and again, it's a team effort. We're all in this together. Listen for listen. That's the key. And feedback, input.
Can I take you on the road with me?
Right.
Thank you, all right. How about here?
Yeah, this is recording.
I'm trying to sit down. It's recording. Oh, is everybody looking different? Similar? Those are good answers. No problem. How was yours, all right? Yours is good. Same thing over here. I know you guys like that here. I'm not gonna give you a final break, is that okay?
Yeah.
Sure. All right. One thing I want to get across is when you're doing these things, there is a process to follow. Don't short circuit it. Because when you follow the steps, you usually get good input, good answers. Follow through, that kind of thing. Very important that you follow the process. If you don't have one, create one. Process is a series of procedures and steps that you follow to get a positive outcome. That's what it is. And this is there's not enough stuff in writing. It's all looked up to the imagination of people to try to figure it out on their own. And therefore, a lot of good things fail to happen. So process is important. Okay. And one thing I mentioned, I didn't mention it, but this coaching mindset. Okay. Sometimes you can read that as you need your people more than they need you. That's what we need people more than they need you. You're in page 41. 42. Without people, you can't. You need your people. You should value your people. You succeed only when your people succeed. When your people do well, you do well. You get the credit when your people do well. So then you don't have to worry about it. You get paid for what your people do, not for what you do. People are successful, you're successful. Your natural tendencies are your own worst enemy. What do I mean by that? Your natural tendencies are your own worst enemy.
Count to 10. Count to 10.
Count to 10. Well, your natural, if I get angry real quickly without thinking, that's a natural tendency. That's what I do. So that's not a good thing. And I have to work on that because when I shout off and start screaming at people, it turns people off. Sometimes we have a blind spot. A blind spot is I'm doing something negative, I'm not aware of it. It's a bad habit. So if I have a blind spot, I have to encourage people to point it out to me. You see me doing something that irritates you, let me know what it is. Because it's not intentional, but it's a bad habit that I have. Like when somebody's talking and I cut them off in the middle of a sentence. I don't even know I'm doing it, but it's offensive. But then nobody says anything to me, so I never correct that. See, I think everything's okay. So any blind spots, I may have them. Okay. I said to my wife one time when I want to improve our relationship, so will you write me a letter about what's wrong with me? 3 hours later, she was still talking, and I had 3 martinis. I asked for her input, she'd leave me out. You got children? Ask your kids, how can you improve? Okay. Seriously, that's a powerful question. They'll knock you out. Can I improve? And you can't talk. Listen, okay? So developing your people is your responsibility. People typically are not going to develop themselves. So you got to get involved. You got to be a coach. Coaching is a powerful, powerful leadership skill. Helping people get better. No criticism. Nothing wrong with anybody. Just even agree. I think it's good, let's go over these material handling requirements, and then we're gonna be just about out of here, okay? 48. Yeah, so when it's coming, sign off the truck, okay, somebody's checking it, counting it, make sure it's right, if everything is there. When the supplier delivers everything you need, now you have a delay. Make sure you pay for that. The documents say, hey, truck them up and all the material isn't there, you have to lay my people, here's what it costs us, they owe us money. That's the ultimate of accountability. Holding the supplier accountable, holding people accountable. Next.
Location of material in the area where the crew will be working, have an effective stocking plan.
And make sure you ask the general contractor if it's okay to put it in that area. Because I've seen people put things in an area, not tell the general contractor, ask them, and then come find, so who told you to put that there? Then he tells you to move it, because he had a reserve for something else. So always touch base with the GC superintendent in charge, so that when you put it there, it's okay. Don't make an assumption. Communicate with one of the let them know when they're coming to the job site. And let them tell you, when they get there, on that agreement, if you want to hold that supplier accountable, that they're late, you need to know that. You can go back to the supplier and say, what happened? You made a commitment, and my guy said you were 20 minutes late, and it delayed them on the job. And we had a general contractor that was all upset. You're the barrier here. How are you going to take care of this for us? If I get money back from them, I'm going to take it, and the living's free or whatever. I'm going to try to get compensated. Okay, let's go there.
Wait, number 4 or 5? Are we on trail? Sorry.
4, yeah.
Have someone check for the right amount and type of material as they are unloaded and check for damage.
Yeah, watch for damages, because the guy's not handling it properly. Damage.
Order and schedule long lead times far enough in advance of the due date.
Yeah, remember, people can't get some of these items right on, so give them enough time to get what you need. 6.
Communicate with supplier when discrepancies appear with materials. Communicate to project manager.
Number 7.
Scout out a laydown area and ask the GC superintendent if he's okay with it. Avoid double handling.
I already said that. Why don't I keep my mouth shut?
Order materials 1 week ahead.
Yeah, and give them enough time to get what you need.
Make sure there's clear access to all unloading points.
Yeah, I don't know about here, but in Chicago, in the city, it's very, very hard to get into some of these areas. And you better find out, how much time can you get in there, can you check with the building? I've seen trucks driving around a block for 1 hour trying to get into a space. It's just lost time, lost money. So you gotta check that out, make sure you get into the place. I don't know about here, but it's a big deal in Chicago.
Make sure the hoist is scheduled in advance of the date and time you'll need it.
Yeah, we always give the guy a 5th of whiskey.
The day before.
Take care of us here.
Formal communicate with the PM if there are any scheduling changes that will affect the delivery of material to inform suppliers.
Check work, obstructions to material movement.
Make sure you have the right equipment to move the material to the proper location.
Maintain an inventory of materials on the job site.
And also, will the supplier taking you back and give you a credit? Some you own, some won't.
Avoid understocking and overstocking.
Develop a plan before materials arrive at the job site. Identify laydown area and review the GC. The materials are coming to the job in bulk. Has the bulk storage area been identified? And is the bulk storage area where you want it to be? If not, negotiate with GC.
Thank you.
Identify what time the materials will be arriving. Make sure you're ready to receive materials. Assign someone to move the truck. Check items for correct amount and type. Make sure the delivery is promised in the condition promised. Discuss discrepancies with foreman before truck leaves.
Know what the special handling requirements are, having the correct material handling equipment available to avoid damage. Is your storage area set up to avoid spoilage?
Maintain job flow, make someone responsible for getting necessary materials to workers when needed.
No return policies for delivered materials. Talk to the PM. If you don't need materials, send them back.
Make sure crew knows how expensive materials are. This may result in better treatment by crews.
What's the big deal? Right there. Well, this is just kind of a schematic that I put together on the productivity improvement process model. At the top is profit. We all here to make money. We got profits a result. So you don't focus on profit. Our focus is productivity because that's the path to profit. Right? And we talked about being effective and being efficient. Do the right thing, do it right the first time. Then you break that down into your quantity of work, you need a schedule, controlling costs, having your foreman set production goals on a job site. When the foreman gives a person an assignment or a task to do, he should say, you should get this done in an hour. Always give a guy a length of time to do something. If you don't do that, they might take longer. And you'll come by and say, why are you taking so long? And you'll say, well, you didn't tell me how much time I had. There are people like that. So I say, this should take you about an hour. And when you're done, come and see me. I got some more for you to do. So always give a deadline. I call that a production goal. All goals have deadlines. Don't leave it open-ended. Quality, install the spec, no rework, and make sure we know what the quality standards are. Foreman needs to know all this stuff. And there's our 7 resources we talked about today. Without the resources, I can't be productive. We want to set up a positive work climate, not a negative work climate. So that means we should have a focus, which is our, what's our company mission, vision, values, goals, action plans. I have electrical contract work in Chicago, and their mission is 3 words: delight the customer. That's it. On the back of their business card. It says Lowe's doesn't delight the customer. If you're going to write a mission statement, it should never be more than 16 words. Too lengthy, people just don't remember. The shorter the better. Why do you exist? That's what a mission is. Why does your company exist? Why are you here? A vision is where do you want to be 5 years from now? What's your vision? You want to expand? You want to be in other cities with offices? What's your vision? Vision gives people security. Oh, this company's a growth company. Look, they're going to be opening up offices other places. I guess I have a future here. What are you going to do down the road? 5 years. what are your values? Every company should identify 6 key values. Get together with your people and say, let's come up with 6 key values that we live by. We value the customer. Right? None of that, you put some bullet points. What does that mean? We value quality. Values are important because they're set in concrete. They're not to be tampered with. They're delivered. So every company should have 6 key values, and people should participate in developing them. It should not be dictated from management. It should be a collaborative effort with all the people, so then everybody takes ownership. If you dictate to people, they don't own it. If they're involved in putting something together, it takes some ownership. It takes longer to do that, but I want everybody to own the values and practice them and deliver them to people because they're not going to be changed. Goals, I would suggest the company should start out with setting 4 to 6 goals for the year. That's it. I've seen companies set up 30 goals for the year and everybody dies. Okay? It's not doable. It looks nice, but it's not doable. Set 4 to 6. When you reach those, set another 4 to 6. Don't overwhelm people with all this stuff, because we got to get the washout every day anyway. And then action plans. If you don't have an action plan, goals are meaningless. And goals without action plans are pipe dreams. There's got to be steps we take to get things done. Skills, continuous training. These are the important skills that we talked about today. If you don't have the right skills, you can't be effective or efficient. Alignment between the office and the field. There's a support system in place. Process, standards, job controls. Deployment is taking action and getting on with it. Make it happen. That KJRs is key job responsibilities. To me, every job should be identified with 6 key job responsibilities. 1 page. Under each one, if you said quality is a key job, or a key job quality, what key job responsibility, under that should be results expected and standards. Results expected under quality, no rework. How do we do that? Set your standards. So when somebody comes to work for you, here's your key job responsibility. Let's review them. Here's what you're accountable for. A lot of companies don't define the jobs in writing. So kind of this, here's what I think my job is. And nobody ever reviews it with me. Doesn't make sense. Okay? No more than 6. 6 key responsibilities. What's really important. If you keep it simple, people get it. You complicate things, people get confused. So we want a positive work climate, not a negative work climate. I want people to like coming to work every day and do their best work. That's what I want. I want people to hate coming to work every day. That's not going to work. They will not be productive. And then you put the right job controls in place. 4 phases, I said that this morning, the construction front. Job startup, review the prints. Foreman comes into the office, you give him a set of prints, put him in the conference room, let him review the prints, and then when he's done, go talk to the estimator. And he'll explain why he estimated the job that way. He sees the prints, he writes his questions down, goes to the estimator, says, oh, I got these questions, answer them for me. I think I put so many hours here, and, if you really come out and look at the job, I don't think you have enough hours here. Okay? So before that estimate is sent out, we can make some changes. Okay? Turnover meeting, if there's an estimator project manager, you turn it over to the PM. Estimator goes back and estimates, he's out of the picture now. Got questions, you call the project manager. Don't bother the estimator. He's back there estimating more work. He's not managing the job now. So you got to have that turnover meeting. Meet with the general contractor. That's what the PM calls the GC and says, the job is starting in a week or 2 weeks. Can we meet with you to clarify expectations? We'll buy lunch, we'll bring it over. You bring your key people, I'll bring my key people, and we'll sit down for an hour or so and clarify expectations. So when we start the job, we're partners. No misunderstanding. Let's get that clarified. Job information packet. I have clients that they have a pre-job planning meeting, and all the paperwork that needs to be completed is in a metal box with dividers. Supplies for a month. Extra work tickets, weekly planning sheets, change order requests, all in that box. Foreman gets it, keeps it in his truck. At the end of the month, you'll get resupplied. Everything you need is in that box. Because that's, you've got to get this paperwork done. Weekly planning sheet would be in there. Enough for maybe a couple months, that kind of thing. Job preparation and planning, there's where you have the pre-job planning meeting run by the project manager. It's all the players together. They have their pre-job planning meeting with a checklist. They review the checklist in the meeting. Job site walk run, if there's something to look at, the PM should go out on the job and walk the job with the foreman and check out the conditions. If there's something to look at. A week before the job starts, the superintendent, if you have one, should meet with the foreman to just review what's the key responsibilities, particularly the labor budget. Let them know what that budget is for the job. Job in progress is your job site visit report. Setting production goals on an ongoing basis, the foreman does that. A daily huddle every morning with the crew for 10 minutes to explain what needs to be done for the day. A weekly planning and 2-week look ahead, managing a labor budget, completing paperwork, the material handling requirements, tagging defective equipment, gets a supply of tags, the equipment breaks down, tag on it, put down on there, write on the tag what's wrong with it. Why is it defective? So when it comes back to the shop, it's taken out of service. Sent out for repair. GC evaluation at the 50% point of the job. Ask the GC to evaluate how you're doing in the field at the 50% point of the job. What are we doing well? What do we need to improve on? And then you can deal with that before the job is complete. You look at it at the end of the job. Job closeout, a final tool equipment inventory. Work towards zero punch list. Demobilize effectively, do your post-job review. And then ask for a final evaluation from the general contractor. And usually there's a form for that he fills out, gives you feedback. Because anything that he was dissatisfied with, if you're going to work for him again, take care of those things. So this is kind of just a blueprint of how we should function as the job goes on. So let me end with this, write this down. 5 keys to project success. Number 1, manage costs. Manage costs, production, quality, and schedule. Number 1, manage costs, production, quality, schedule. Number 2, build teamwork to manage the job effectively and focus on productivity. Build teamwork to manage the job effectively and focus on productivity. Three, execute the FAT system. Functional, adaptive, technical skills. Execute the FAT system. Functional, adaptive, and technical skills. And what are the 4 functional skills? Planning, organizing, directing, controlling. Thank you. What's A? Adaptive, which is leadership. T, technical, which are tasks. Tasks. 4, implement key job control. Implement key job control, which leads to organization. Five, manage conflict. Solve problems. And develop your foreman with coaching. Develop your foreman with coaching. 5, provide effective documentation.
That was fun.
Oh, 6, sorry, provide effective documentation.
Bad one?
Huh?
5 keeps the project, you know, it's 5A. It's 5. That's 5 keys, so now you're on number 6.
Yeah, one can't count. There's 7. Thank you. Effective documentation. That was 6, I think. 7 is manage up and lead the general contractor. Manage up and lead the general contractor. One more. That's all right.
Seven steps to 5 keys of success.
Repeat it back to me, smart guy. Come on, repeat it back to me.
Manage costs, build provide, manage job, execute the facts, keep job, manage conflicts, provide effective documentation.
But where do you solve problems and develop a coach?
This is short. That's the manage job, lead the general contractor. Yeah, solve problems, develop form coaching. Yes, number 5, manage conflicts, solve problems, develop form coaching.
Hey, fantastic, thank you. All right, thanks for coming, folks.
Thank you.
You did a good day.